WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. We're hearing from some within the Mississippi Department of Human Services. This after a number of high-profile arrests and scheme to embezzle millions from that department. Courtney Ann Jackson talks with a group who was relieved, angry, but not surprised at the allegations.
I'm outraged. I'm angry. I want to look him at the face and say, how could you? How could you misuse your position this way?
Petra Kay is among the child care providers who were plain mad today, knowing personally those who needed temporary assistance for needy families' funds. But yet,
I'm not even surprised.
My reaction to what has happened is really, we told you so. We've been saying it for years. We've been asking for help.
A report published in 2017 showed more than 11,000 Mississippians applied for TANF, but only 167 were approved. And providers have been complaining about the massive TANF wait list for even longer than that.
Where were they getting the services? Where were they going to get food? Where were they going to get child care? What was happening in their lives? And so that came to my mind. And then where are they right now?
Representative Jarvis Dortch says he and other members of the legislature have been trying to help advocates get answers.
The legislature for 8 years hasn't had a hearing on this, has not asked questions about this. Only individual members have tried to get answers on what exactly they're spending money on.
The state auditor and Hinds County District Attorney say the investigation isn't over.
The impact on taxpayers is they can look back and see that millions of dollars of taxpayer money is gone, and it has not gone to the things that it was intended to go to. The other impact for taxpayers is that has stopped now.
And when we preach the principles of smart justice, these type of crimes hurt our communities just as much as the violent crimes.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Calhoun County man faces federal charges for allegedly threatening federal agents on Facebook. Casey Cook was arrested in 2018 on drug charges but found not guilty in the case. Investigators say over the next several months, Cook wrote Facebook posts threatening to harm the officers who worked the case. He's also accused of posting their addresses and a poem containing their children's names. A Tishomingo County man will spend over a decade in jail for 2 child sex crimes. 64-year-old Roy Roberts pleaded guilty to sexual battery of a child under the age of 16 and fondling of a child under the age of 16. Roberts will serve 12 years for those 2 charges. The sentence is day for day, and Roberts will not be eligible for early release or parole.
37 overcast, excuse me, in Tupelo right now. We do have some wet weather out there. There's also some snowflakes trying to fall from the clouds here this evening. You can see on radar we do have a little bit of snow shower activity trying to mix on in. This is really a non-event for us. Temperatures are still at or above freezing. Technically, we have a winter advisory for the northern tier of Mississippi until 6 o'clock. There could be a little bit of a coating on the elevated surfaces, the grass, but really not a lot of snow expected here. The ground very, very warm. If moisture lingers on some of those bridge decks later on tonight as we cool down to around freezing, there could be a few slippery spots, but in general, not a big deal for us. We'll start to see a little bit more sun tomorrow, Scott. More on that coming up.
Less than 24 hours after his acquittal by the Senate, President Donald Trump made multiple appearances claiming victory, praising his supporters, and calling out his enemies. CBS's Ben Tracy has the very latest from the White House.
President Trump entered the East Room filled with his supporters and claimed victory, but also painted himself as a victim.
We went through hell unfairly, did nothing wrong.
He then aired 3 years worth of grievances.
It was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars, Russia, Russia, Russia. It was all bullshit.
The president was not contrite. He did not apologize, except to his family.
For having them have to go through a phony, rotten deal by some very evil and sick people.
The hour-long, largely unscripted performance was a stark contrast to Bill Clinton's less than 2-minute-long speech after his acquittal in 1999.
I want to say again to the American people how profoundly sorry I am.
Today was about presidential payback, aimed at Mr. Trump's political opponents.
Adam Schiff is a vicious, horrible person. Nancy Pelosi is a horrible person.
On the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue, the speaker returned the favor.
He's impeached forever, no matter what he says or whatever headlines he wants to carry around.
President Trump is also not hiding his contempt for Mitt Romney, the only Republican senator who voted to convict.
My faith is at the heart of who I am.
This morning, President Trump questioned that at the National Prayer Breakfast.
I don't like people who use their faith as justification for doing what they know is wrong.
In his speech, President Trump also railed against the investigations into his 2016 campaign. Attorney General Bill Barr, who was here at the White House for the speech, now says that any investigations into the 2020 candidates must be approved by him. Ben Tracy, CBS News, the White House.
A new era begins tomorrow in Amory. For a century, the city has been dry, but starting tomorrow, alcohol hits the shelves. Our Stephanie Poole goes behind the scenes at a store and talks to residents as they get ready for that change.
On Friday, stores in Amory will have one new item for sale: alcohol. And resident Neil Pringle already has one beverage in mind.
Make a little more trouble.
Pringle says he's been waiting for this day. He will drive to Nettleton, Tennessee, or even Alabama. Now he and his money are sticking closer to home.
No, I was traveling sometimes 70-something miles. Now I don't have to travel so far to go get my lottery tickets, a beer, or whatever.
Convenience stores are gearing up for the big day, too. This Chevron gas station is making major changes to stock the new merchandise.
He's going to have a walk-in beer cooler, so he's going to have the cases inside there, also going to have some six-packs, stuff like that. So we're trying to get ready for it. It's been a work in progress. He's had to tear out the whole kitchen part to add in the beer cooler, so it's been a lot of work.
Lainey Richardson believes the addition of alcohol will mean more foot traffic for her store.
We're going to be really busy. With the lottery, it's already been busy, so it's going to really pick up now.
Some Amory residents like Angelia Cockrell are looking forward to the business opportunity it'll bring to the city.
Middle class and the poor people can start making a little bit more money themselves. I think the revenue would be a lot better for them. You know, for the small people in this town, they'll be able to make a little bit more money.
I'd rather spend my money here than go somewhere else and spend it.
For more information on sales and hours of operation, just visit our website, WCBI.com. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, a much quieter but cooler
Much cooler
night
tonight. We've got temperatures in the 30s and 40s, some rain and snow falling out there. A dismal night.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we expect some more sunshine. I think Ziggy is going to be all about that sunshine tomorrow, just hanging out on the sofa right there. But tomorrow maybe getting out and enjoying the sunshine as we start to moderate back into the upper 40s to around 50. A bit of a cloudy start, and we may see some showers tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. We'll have more on that and look ahead at the next 7 days after the break. Stay with us.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, what do you do on a cold and damp and dreary winter night? You go to a STEM event, and that's what these folks are doing at East Webster Elementary School. This evening, meteorologist Jacob Dickey was out there putting on some science experiments and folks gathering out there for a great time here. This lasted from 5 to 7 at the school gymnasium. It looks like they had a great turnout, folks learning about all things science, experiments, interaction. We love to venture out to those kind of things, and we love to see people looking at other things too. Great attendance there on a very dreary night. Louisville, we are overcast. We are 40 degrees, so still well above freezing. Louisville, Mississippi, our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. 39 in Columbus, overcast. We've had some wet weather. The wind, though, still up there at about 13 miles per hour. That will help to dry off some of these roads later tonight. 38 in Vernon, so still well above freezing. And as we mentioned earlier, Tupelo is still well above freezing, too. We've got some rain and some wet snowflakes falling here across northeastern Mississippi. The surface is still above freezing, so we don't anticipate any problems currently with that. Look closely. Snow falling in Boonville earlier this evening at the ball fields there. We've had some wet snowflakes fall. We've had some accumulation across Tishomingo County over towards Oxford and back into West Tennessee out towards Memphis. But in general, for us, this is a non-event. most of the moisture is pivoting away. There will be some lingering showers of rain and perhaps even some snow showers during the night as the cloud deck holds firm. But we are superimposing the futurecast and the future road surface temperatures. Now, right now we are under the clouds. Temperatures are still above freezing in the air and on the ground. Later tonight, by the time you get ready for work, temperatures will be down to around 32 in the air and probably on the road surfaces too, especially if we clear out a little bit. And that could support a few slippery spots. But as I mentioned, we have a little bit of a breeze out there helping to evaporate some of that moisture off the road. So we don't think there's going to be a lot of problems in the morning. But if you're driving over an overpass, if you're traveling here in the West Tennessee, especially in the West Tennessee tomorrow morning, that's where there could be more slippery spots up there. But notice the back edge of the clouds here. It's coming our way, and that will allow us to see a little bit of additional sunshine as we get into tomorrow. And we need it. Upper 40s to around 50 degrees, perhaps a little bit cooler across the far north. Now, we do anticipate a chance for a few isolated showers tomorrow night, Saturday morning. We're back into the 50s Saturday, partly cloudy, warmer, 66 on Sunday. So overall, the weekend's looking decent. More rain, more thunderstorms, and maybe some more flooding in the region as we get into early next week for Monday and Tuesday.
Tis the season of love, everyone. We're here with Bobby. Happy Valentine's, Bobby.
Happy Valentine's.
All right, husbands, boyfriends, you want to watch this. You want to listen up. These are the perfect wines for you to celebrate Valentine's with your one and only.
Oh, yes. So these all have love themes in their names.
Love it. And they're all reddish or pink. Reddish or pink.
Oh,
just
yes.
for the holiday.
The perfect color.
All right.
Valentine's colors.
And I like this one. It's called Love Drunk. Because, you know, when you fall in love, you kind of get that jitters. I don't know.
Yes.
I've never
What
been
is
in
it
love,
called?
so I don't know.
What's it called? It's the honeymoon phase.
The honeymoon phase.
Yes.
There you go.
This is the honeymoon phase wine.
All right. I love it. So tell us about this wine.
So this is a Love Drunk. It is a Pinot Noir and Chardonnay blend out of Oregon. It's made by Andre Mack.
And Oregon's, that's one of your favorite places where wines come from.
I love Oregon
and
wine.
They've all been great wines, all those out of Oregon.
So it's very floral on the nose with some strawberry, raspberries.
It's very good, very good. And then we've got this was my favorite label. I thought, and so this one's a little darker red for the Love Day.
Yeah, so this is Brock Seller's Love Red. It's going to be a blend.
It smells
it's
delicious.
Perfect for dinner or just sipping by itself.
Okay, yeah, so, and don't forget, boyfriends, husbands, those reservations, you better start making those.
Yes.
And request this wine. That is good. That is good. All right, and Zinfandel. We love a good Zinfandel around here.
So if you're just getting into wine, I like to give people Zinfandel.
Okay, kind of a good start.
It's easy to drink. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got notable fruits that most people can pick out. However, it is higher in alcohol, so you do want to be careful and not drink too much.
Yeah, I could actually just taste this. I took a sip. I was like, woo!
Some of these go from 13 to 17.9%.
So be careful with that.
Careful with the Zinfandel.
Is it more? It seems a little bit more dry. It's kind of a drier.
It is. This is
wine.
Temptation Zen.
Okay.
I picked a 14%, so you could pair it with food.
All the names, which I think you said this at the start of this, are very, very Valentine's themed.
Very.
So I love that. All right, and finally, we've got one that you were pouring, and I said, oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
This is what I like to call the rule breaker. And so this is for all the single people out there. Love yourself, celebrate too. This is going to be a sparkling Gamay from Beaujolais.
Okay.
But in Beaujolais, France, you can only produce red wines and some white wine and rosé. Sparkling's illegal there, so they can't put where it comes from on the label. So this is our breaking the rules wine.
Hey, you know what? We're all about breaking the rules, aren't we?
So for the single people, this is for you.
And this is probably my favorite out of all three. The three others. So since I'm single, guess what I'm doing on Valentine's?
Drinking bubbles.
Yes. All right, till next time, everyone. Cheers. Welcome back. Every minute, someone in the United States dies from a heart disease-related event. Tonight, we learn what to watch out for when it comes to sodium levels in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Brianna Cooper, a clinical dietitian at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Remember that a heart-healthy diet includes low fat, low cholesterol, and low sodium. Paying attention to sodium levels in foods may help to reduce your risk of heart disease. Choose foods that contain less than 300 milligrams of sodium per serving. Sodium intake should be less than 2,400 milligrams per day. 1 teaspoon of salt contains 2,300 milligrams of sodium. According to the CDC, Americans get most of their daily sodium intake, more than 75%, from processed and restaurant foods. Roughly 40% of all the sodium in the American diet comes from just 10 different types of foods, which are breads and rolls, cured meats and cold cuts, pizza, poultry, soup, sandwiches, cheese, pasta dishes, meat dishes, and snacks. Tips for reducing sodium intake include: choose low sodium or no added salt versions of foods, avoid processed foods such as frozen dinners, instant cooking foods, luncheon meats and potted meats, pickles, sauerkraut, and olives, limit condiments and salt seasonings, do not add extra salt to your food while cooking or at the table, and choose fresh or frozen vegetables. Use spices and herbs to enhance the taste of foods. It normally takes about 2 weeks for your taste buds to adapt to a change. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Here's sports with Tom Ebel.
In the first 36 tries against the Tennessee Lady Vols, Mississippi State women's basketball was 0-36. Times have changed in the SEC. The Bulldogs looking to make it 4 straight wins against Tennessee. The Bulldogs also look to make it 3 straight wins in Knoxville. Top 25 matchup, Dogs down 3 in the first. Zaria Wiggins changes that with 1 bucket. Tie game early on, but Tennessee comes out of the gates fast. Right before the horn, Jasmine Messingill step back jumper goes. Lady Vols up by 2 after 1. Second quarter, all Bulldogs. Jemiah Mingo Young kick out to Aaliyah Matharu, the freshman, with the triple. 10 straight points for Mississippi State. They go into halftime up by 8. Second half, it remains Mississippi State's world. Jordan Danbury sweet dish inside to Jessica Carter for the bucket. Danbury was actually scoreless in the first half. That would change. Blow by for the bucket for 2. 11 second half points for the senior. And right before the end of the third quarter, good defense leads to good offense. Maya Taylor on the break. All the way coast to coast, takes the contact, gets the bucket to go. Per Robbie Falk of 24/7 Sports, the Bulldogs become the first SEC team ever to defeat Tennessee in their own building 3 straight times. Mississippi State gets the win 72-55. Ole Miss basketball getting back in the SEC win column Wednesday night. Not only was the win sweet, but it was a milestone night for the head coach and its best player. An 84-70 win over South Carolina. Senior Breann Tyree poured in 38 points, setting a new career high while also breaking into the top 10 in Ole Miss's all-time scoring list. Tyree's effort helped Kermit Davis reach his 500th career win as a head basketball coach. Davis says, above all else, it felt good to get a win.
We talked about it a couple of days ago. Said, man, let's just try to win February. Let's do that. Let's look straight ahead. Just straight ahead, let's try to win February. Because, we played well at Georgia. I don't know, you couldn't hardly play any better than we did against Auburn for parts of that game, for about maybe 40, 42 minutes. LSU for about 15 minutes were as bad as we've been all year. Then we kind of settled in and played okay. So, I think our team has some good basketball ahead of it, and it was a good feeling just to win an SEC home game. We needed it desperately.
2 county rivals facing off. Caledonia taking on New Hope in some hoops. Second half we go. Lady Trojans up. Amani Harris to Reed McLaughlin in the corner. Hits the tree. The 3. New Hope up 34-14. Later in the third, Feds ball. Pennington passes to Lathan on the wing. She gets a triple to go. Feds still trail by 14, and it would be New Hope's night. McLaughlin finds Anna Prince. Well, it's a 3-point contest out there. Lady Trojans end up getting the win 50-37. Running back on the boys' side, Feds, Trojans. The one-loss New Hope Trojans, that is. First quarter, Feds ball. Martin cross pass to Cooper McCleskey, hits the pull-up J. McCleskey, a big night, 31 points in this one. Feds ball again. Martin drives, spin cycle for the finish. But New Hope still on top, and the Trojans able to answer all night. Arl Maddox between the legs, dribble, pull-up from 3. My goodness. Pull up from Columbus High on that one. Trojans up now, and then off the inbound, Maddox finds a cutting Dwayne Hughes for the deuce. New Hope keeps that one loss intact. Trojans get the win 74-68. East Webster and Holka in action. Girls first, it was East Webster all day, every day, as the Lady Wolverines get a big win in this one, 46-12. But on the boys' side, Holka, East Webster running it back. The visitors jumping on top early on. East Webster, that's Kale Krishman, gets into the paint, gets the layup to go. Wolverines up early. After the Wildcats tied it, A.J. Foster for three gets that one to go. Wildcats go on a 13-0 run. The steal, the layup is off, but Micah Brown there for the finish. Holka goes on to get the win 84-46. Big night for basketball, Scott.
It sure was, definitely. We love basketball, though.
Yes, we do.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, let's look at your forecast when we come back. 10 p.m. Oh.
All right, hey, I couldn't squeeze this in earlier, but the National Weather Service in Jackson confirmed an EF2 tornado moving from Atala into southwestern Choctaw County. That was yesterday. You can see some of those trees that were damaged there. No injuries, no fatalities
Good
there.
news there.
We dodged the bullet on the strongest tornadoes yesterday. Now we have some snow flying across northeast Mississippi. Really a non-event for us. This is going to wind down here as we go throughout the next couple of hours here, but I don't know where my 7-day forecast is.
There it is.
We'll see more sunshine develop tomorrow and more rain next week.
You couldn't find that, and I couldn't shut up in time for them to cue us to go on.
Let's
it's
end
one
the
of those
show.
nights. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay.